Hello everyone, still fat, still me, William Hitchcock-Burke, also known on Spotify as Hitchcock-Burke, here to talk about my vinyl. I'll just show all of them here in alphabetical order. I took them down from the hanger thing up there, and from the wall. The best ones were both in both of those places. So, now we're going to go from A. First up is my rarest album, possibly, the Beths, Foothills. There you go. This is really interesting, I guess. Got a couple of songs. Warwick is one of my most played songs this year and probably last year too. It's got the lyrics, and it's so rare that you can't really find the lyrics anywhere on the internet. It's slowly starting to become a part of their lyrics on Spotify, but that's about it. The entire A-side is one of my favorite A-sides from a New Zealand record, and it's nice that I have some New Zealand stuff, being from New Zealand. Next up is the pretty horrible sounding Beach Boys hits. I got this from Auckland. It's got all their good songs, but it doesn't sound really nice. Like as soon as Barbara Ann comes in, Barbara Ann, it's like not exactly how I wish it would sound. I like that anyway because it was nice and cheap. Probably better sounding Surfin' Safari by the Beach Boys. This was one of their earliest records, eh? And then it's of course well known that none of them were farmers. None of them were farmers. No, none of them were surfers. The Beach Boys, surfers. You would have thought. They're just Dennis, right there, Dennis Wilson. As most of them were Wilson brothers. One was a cousin and one was a friend. Now we're into the Beatles, so it's nice to have the Beach Boys and the Beatles next to each other because of their history. Here's Abbey Road. This is the second album I ever got, and I believe it's the first or second or third album that plenty of other people got too. Hold on a second, I've got to get my cat inside because she just wants to come in. Come on in, Suki. Good girl. I fed them and they're still demanding more. Here she is. This is Suki. It's actually my sister's cat. My cat is over here. That's good. Abbey Road. Okay, so Abbey Road. Love the first A side and love the B side. I always thought that the medley, which is most of the songs on the B side, started with because or Here Comes the Sun. But no, it didn't. Amazing record. I hope to get to listen to the original, which one of my neighbours has got. You know who you are. Beatles, Rubber Soul. This was one of my favourites when I first swept through all the original albums when I was a teenager on Spotify. And then I got that because I went to this place called Q Records in Rotorua, and they were just about to move into a new place, but they had all these beautiful Beatles records. And I just had to buy it because it was one of my favourite albums. Now get to the big Beatles. I think this is the last Beatles here. Revolver my mum owns. So Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and a nice film wrap, which makes it look rather nice. And then of course the first ever record, lyrics on the back of the record. That was groundbreaking. We can open this one up because it's got a gatefold. Most famous gatefold ever. Wabam. There they all are, with varying degrees of how happy they were to do this. Very good album, very, very good. A lot of fun to listen to. This is one of the first songs I ever sang live. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, that's the one I sang live. Now on to the ones which I've never played. I got these all from a big book vinyl garage sale. It was by the Salvation Army. Beethoven. What's it called? Emperor Concerto, Arrau, A-R-R-A-U, Philharmonia, Galliera. Man, listen to it one day. See if there's anything good. I think I did. And I gave up. Oh well. More Beethoven. Same person. Same person owned most of the vinyl which I got from there, and that was one big vinyl get. And that one was called Beethoven Piano Concerto No. 4. And man, doesn't it look ugly? I'm sure he looked better than that, even if he was bipolar. Beethoven, this is the final Beethoven. And then we go into another New Zealand record. Symphony No. 5. Leonore. No. 3. Berlin Philharmonic. The Beths, expert in a dying field. My dad was unsure about stuff I was buying, and then I showed him this, and he completely changed his mind. He was like, it would be really good in a cafe, and it's really nice. And one night he even asked to play it when I was listening to music and when he had dinner here at my place. Lots of great songs, When You Know, You Know. Expert in a dying field, of course. Knees Deep, Silence is Golden. Where's he? No. Plenty of good songs. Maybe just not as original as possible. It was nice to see a New Zealand record getting like the one of the best 50 singles ever, according to TND, the Needle Drop, Anthony Fantana. Got this from a super rundown place, Buddy Holly. Always went there, especially when I got my driver's license. I found that. Will definitely listen to it someday. Of course, you can tell by the back. This is Blink-182, Enema of the State. I just love the picture. It's really striking. Very good, very good. Lots of fun songs. Don't Leave Me, I like that one. Going Away to College and What's My Age Again. You have to listen to both of them if you want to get the best. I remember listening to Adam's song a while ago. All the Small Things, classic. Love that one. Na 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 na. The Carpenters. A Song for You. Where's the one I know? Is there any ones I know? I think there was, but not sure. Very good quality. Very nice looking vinyl. Next up, a group which I always thought was a perfect version of the 80s, but it was actually more the late 70s, and it can be said the same for movies. Let's turn my TV off. The Cars, that's what I'm talking about. And it's really funny, like the back. It shows all these people, all the bandmates doing a photo show. And the guy at the bottom is just like, Obviously didn't really know what to do. Really cool picture. One of the coolest looking albums, one of my favorites. Random Access Memories, or RAM, by Daft Punk. With another amazing gatefold. It's upside down piano. I guess you can see it in the way you would have thought it would be. So many good songs. I put lots of their best songs onto some of my favorite playlists, like Sunny Nights and Big Party 1. I have so many party playlists, and that one's my favorite playlist so far. I was listening to it as I was doing the dishes. So I had to go and do the dishes, wipe up the benches, in order to get to this, so that I didn't leave it behind. Interesting mix of songs here. The Dave Clark 5. Greatest Hits. Glad all over again. I got this because I love their super presently underrated song, Glad All Over, which I remember from Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties, which was a very good film. It's completely fine. It's actually not that bad. Lots of good songs in there. One of my favorites is I'll have to look for it. Just bits and pieces. That's very intense. Try Too Hard. That one's super catchy. I knew there'd be some good stuff if they were the rival to the Beatles. No, that's the ending. We'll get to that one in the end. You probably know what it is. I've heard of this guy, Chuck Mangione. I used to have some of his songs on my like songs on Spotify. You hear me talk a lot about Spotify because I'm a massive user of it. What's this one called? Feels So Good. Lots of good stuff and lots of happy faces. Next up, the first record I ever got. The Full Metal Jacket original soundtrack by Abigail Mead, who I think is a pseudonym for, or a replacement name for Vivian Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick's, the director's daughter. She must have made this music, I think. Lots of fun songs, but not as good as I would have hoped it would sound, especially Surfin' Bird. I want everybody to say about the bird, bird's a word. That song's awesome in the movie. It does not sound anywhere near as good on that version, but the cover's really nice. Next up, Foreigner Agent Provocateur. Oh, you know this. The look of this one. It's probably almost all about that song. I Want to Know What Love Is, which does sound really good on speakers, but not so much on headphones. Was my top song on my biggest playlist at one point, my ranked playlist of all the songs I listened to, worst to best. And it's actually a concept album about an agent who falls in love and goes on an adventure, I think. Someone would know that. But it's not really as well desired. Even though it's definitely good just for I Want to Know What Love Is. And here's one of my favorites. This was my first old album, which I got in mint condition. Foreigner 4. Which I got just because of one single song as well. Waiting for a Girl Like You. That one's amazing. It's like the teenage anthem of love songs of the 80s. Others good songs are Jukebox Hero and Girl on the Moon. Girl on the Moon has an awesome sound to it. Next up, one of the latest records I've gotten, Awesome Mix Volume 1 by the Guardians of the Galaxy, or rather, Peter Quill and his mother. It's a movie soundtrack. So many good songs, sounds alright. Nothing I could say, really, against it. Some of the best songs are I'm Not in Love and Hooked on the Feeling and Spirit in the Sky. Classic 70s rock songs. And Cherry Bomb! Next up, The Human League. Dare. That synthetic drumming. It's actually got some interesting quotes about life and how they're doing and all that lovely stuff. Don't you want me? Interesting stuff. Got that Salvation Army as well. This one's a brand new one, my latest record at the moment, which is Miami Horror. What does it say? I can't even read that. Miami Horror, All Possible Futures, which has pretty much all good songs over the entire thing. And I was like, maybe I should listen to this side, or the C side, or the D side. It's all so good. Beautiful record. It took me 2 months to get it from America, Los Angeles, where they live now. They're from Australia, and at the moment, I must say that there's so many good albums, good songs, great singers from Australia. I was going to say Miami. You would have thought these guys would be from Miami, but no. There is their gatefold. Credits over there in a lovely palm tree. And a close-up picture of some feet on an old-fashioned car. Very good stuff. If you want to know where rock's at the moment, go to Australia. Search up Australian rock. Even though it's not exactly rock, all of it, it's just can't get any better. So many good bands. Next up, a good old band. The Monkees, Headquarters. Haven't listened to this one yet, but it's gotta be good, right? It's Monkees. One of the best ones I ever listened to. Nirvana, Nevermind. This really opened my eyes to what Nirvana actually was like after listening to their hits. And I remember my favorite from listening to this was Polly, and it was like so wanton. talking about a girl who was in captivity and had to escape. And that's basically a story about the grunge, because they always talk about some of the worst things that have ever happened to people and make it into a song. Every song is good on here. Even Lounge Act, it's got that lovely sound at the very end, which makes it good, in my opinion. Smells Like Teen Spirit and Bloom. Come As You Are is one of my most listened to songs of all time. One of my top 5 favorite songs of all time. Smells Like Teen Spirit is a classic. Next up, one of the best record covers ever, Face Value by Phil Collins. In the Air Tonight is all you have to say about that one. Listen to In the Air Tonight. I think this is a Motown record, it must be the 50s. The best of the Platters. Any songs I know on here? No. Maybe not. One I have to find is the Flamingos. But that's the weird thing about vinyl, is that even with the best of compilation records, they never really have any of the songs I know. Like they're big at the moment. They're the most famous songs ever. Next up, Radiohead. The only Radiohead record I own currently because they're so damn expensive. But I had to get this one because this is one that's my teenage anthem. Burn the Witch, one of the most amazing songs I heard ever. And a pretty disappointing gatefold, but I guess I can grow to like it. There's some faces there. It doesn't make a vase in the middle. Oh, it kind of does actually, I see. Lots of cool songs on here. Oh. And here's what the covers of the thing look like. So what is that? The A side to the B side. Yeah, see that? The C side and the D side. I always loved Tinker Tailor Soldier Sailor Rich Man Poor Man and Big Man Thief. I just thought it was really cool. Even if no one else likes it. I need to find out why though someday. Another one I got from Auckland, I got 2 I think from Auckland in one sitting. Ringo's Photograph in a nice little film. See that? Yeah. This was a lot of fun. Love this record. I only listened to it once, maybe we'll listen to it again in the future. Why not? One of the first records I ever got in Napier at this lovely store in the beautiful neighborhood next to downtown Napier. The Seekers. Not even the right songs on it, it's a different record. But it's a really good record inside of the record. And here's the Seekers' Return. Haven't listened to this one, that's fine. Someday. Oh, One Hit Wonder, Seals and Crofts, Greatest Hits. Summer Breeze, I remember that song from Shrek The Halls, the Christmas Shrek special. That was fine. It's a good song. Got that for cheap because it was hardly in records left when I got there. Here's a weird one. The Work of Shakespeare, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and yeah, A Midsummer Night's Dream. Comes at the bottom. Haven't listened to that one either. Probably never will, but at least I haven't. It's a good place to be. One of my favorite records which I listened to in Napier, Supertramp, Crime of the Freaking Century. Really cool record. Listened to School and Bloody Well Right and Crime of the Century, the final track of Crime of the Century, with my dad. And that was really good memories there when we came back from Napier all the way through Taupo and back up to Wakatani. It's a great record all the way through. And also that group Andy and Alex, shout out to Andy and Alex, college reactors, listen to music, for listening to it as well. Next up, the one, the only, Tame Impala, Currents. Got this record from Key Records as well, on their biggest day yet. Really lucky to have been there. Beautiful gatefold, let me show you. Bum, 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 bum. Look at that, beautiful. and a couple of credits right there. Special thanks to family and all that. Let's see, what's good songs on the record? Let It Happen, Next the Moment, all of it's really good. Less than I Know the Better. Didn't listen to that until 6 years after it came out. Probably the Australian band to be. Alright, 3 more records to go. The last one's not mine. I'm borrowing them. This one is the Thompson Twins, which I always thought was my sister Stevie's record, because she's got Roxette. And I thought this one was hers every time I see it, because it looks the same as Roxette. Haven't listened to this one, Into the Gap. We'll listen to it sometime soon. This is just one I've got at the moment, you know? Last 2, some of the best records of all time. Pink Floyd's The Wall. I really want to see the original Earl's Court version of the live version of this record. It's made to be theatrical and planned out and perfect. And Wish You Were Here, and this interesting cover. These are from my neighbours. It was alright listening to Wish You Were Here. I haven't listened to The Wall, but I did listen to it already in an older version. These are from 2011, the remasters. Lots of good songs. Cool stuff. Right. Then it goes on to the singles. I have got 2 singles here. We're 21 minutes. Oh, wow. That time just flew by. First one, I got this from a place called Xanadu in Papamoa. My Sweet Lord. Haven't listened to it yet. Really excited to see if it's survived enough. And one of the best records I've ever found, like an old-fashioned treasure, is this one, which is Hey Jude and Revolution on the same freaking record. The singles and A-sides and B-sides of the Beatles were some of the best of all time. One of my favorites I want to get is Wouldn't It Be Nice and God Only Knows by the Beach Boys. Now that would be a good find. So I got this for, you see it, 44 freaking bucks. And he said it was a good find when I gave it to the desk clerk. And that is all. Also, I forgot to say what the B-side is to My Sweet Lord by George Harrison. Isn't It a Pity? See right there. And this in the Beatles record, not the George Harrison records, in really good condition. Alright, that's all my records. And next time, I'm going to be looking at all of my movies. VHS, RIP CDs, PlayStation 4 games, TV series, Infinity Sagas and anthologies, and all that lovely stuff. Blu-rays and DVDs. So thank you everyone for watching. This has been William Hitchcock-Burke. I'm out of here.